vendor posting profiles. It's a very, very important concept. So in interview, they will definitely ask you this question. See, this concept of uh, vendor post, I mean, this concept of posting profile is prominent in all the modules, like not only in accounts payable. In accounts payable, we have receivables, we have again in tax module, we'll have it in fixed assets module. So what is this all about? Posting profile. Posting profile is a connector between subledger module and general ledger module. See, the vendor transactions that we record or the invoices that we maintain or the payments that we make to the vendors. So everything will be maintained in accounts payable module. But however, the accounting impacts behind all these transactions or any movements of uh, movements of anything, like it can be inventory or it can be cash or it can be anything in the subledger modules, will also get posted to general ledger module. So not only in accounts payable module, the same way in the accounts receivable module or coming to fixed asset module, whenever you make any transactions related to fixed assets, so it will be maintained in the fixed asset module as well as the accounting impacts behind these transactions will be posted as a voucher, and that voucher will be posted to general ledger module. Okay, we have seen bank accounts. So we created a bank, then we posted different transactions to the bank. But whereas it comes to general ledger, the main account that is linked to the bank will get debited and credited parallelly in the voucher. So in the voucher, you will always see ledger accounts only getting affected. So in the same way for vendors also, we have to give ledger account, specific ledger account, one ledger account for all the vendors or one ledger account for group of the vendors separately, or for each vendor you can give each ledger account if you want to. So it's a connector between general ledger module and subledger. Subledger in the sense accounts payable, accounts receivable, fixed assets like that. So in this case, it's accounts payable. So vendor posting profile anyway, it's not just about vendor. Any posting profile is a link between the general ledger module and subledger module, or it acts as a bridge between general ledger and subledger modules. Let me show you how posting profile looks like and different options available in posting profile. Okay. So for that, I'll just change this one. REL. Give me a second. So I'll take you to the vendor posting profile. It's in accounts payable. Posting profiles are again always under setup here. You can see vendor posting profiles, accounts payable, setup, vendor posting profile. Here, sorry. Click on vendor posting profiles. So again, edit this. So I have this already created, but I can anyway I can recreate it for you to understand. We'll just delete this one, saying something that cannot be deleted while dependent parameters exist. Okay. Dependent parameter is that's a very important parameter. After creating posting profile, I have to link it in the accounts payable parameters actually. It's okay, keep it aside. I'll just create a new one and just show you. Okay, just give a name as VPP vendor posting profile. So save this vendor posting profile. Okay. So within posting profile, as I told you, you can link a ledger account, specific ledger account to a group of vendors, to all the vendors or to all the vendors, anything. So if I click on add here, I can select three options: table, group, all. All means all vendors. Group means you can select a group of vendors like domestic vendors, foreign vendors, local vendors. Okay. Table means you can select a specific vendor. Vendor 1, vendor 2, vendor 3, vendor 4. So this is how. So group means you can select vendor groups, the groups that you have created, any of the group. So for each group, you can select one summary account here. Summary account means, so whenever we do a vendor transaction, whenever we create an invoice for the vendor, vendor account will be credited, which means behind the vendor, we can give one account which has to be credited in the voucher. So mostly it will be accounts payable account. So most of the people want to maintain as all, and they can maintain one accounts payable account here. So that for every vendor, the same account will get affected in the parallelly, debited or credited whenever we make invoices or payments. So in the back end, you can see this account, summary account getting affected. Okay. Or you can give separate accounts for each group of vendors. See, suppose if I select domestic vendors here, group of vendors, then here I can give accounts payable domestic, one account. Then I can select another foreign vendors. So accounts payable foreign I can give. So normally I can select it like this. Here I can give accounts payable domestic, and again I can add, select the other group here, select another account, so foreign vendors. So I can give here in the summary account, I can give accounts payable foreign account, main account. And again I can select another one, and again another group. So I can select local vendors. I can select some, here I can give summary, under summary account I can give accounts payable local. So if I have three different accounts, ledger accounts that I'm maintaining in my chart of accounts, so I can allot separate accounts for separate groups of vendors. Or if I want to give a single account for all the vendors, I could have selected all here. Or if you want specific account for only one group, suppose let's say, oh no, not this one. I'll just remove this and this. So only for foreign vendors, I want to give a separate account. But for all the remaining vendors, I want to give another account. So I can give it here. Means only for foreign account specific, foreign vendors specifically will have an account, and rest of all the vendors, and mean all the vendors other than foreign vendors will have this account, are linked with this account that you would give here in the summary account. Okay, it's up to you, your criteria, that you can select anything. Or if within the foreign vendors, if you have one vendor for whom you want to give another account, so you can select table, you can select that vendor account, something like General Electric is a foreign vendor, and you can give a summary account here, separate summary account. So for this vendor, since it's specifically selected, it will select this account. And for rest of the foreign vendors, it will select the account that is given here. And for all the vendors, it will select this account. That's all. See, whenever I am making a vendor payment, suppose for example, so whenever I'm making a vendor payment, vendor will be debited, right? Vendor is debited and suppose bank account is credited. Okay. But in the voucher, which is posted into general ledger, So the account that I give in the summary account will get picked. So accounts payable account, suppose if I give that account, accounts payable account will get debited. And for the bank account, the main ledger account that is linked to bank, some ledger bank account will be there, right? So that will be credited in the voucher. So this accounts payable account will be picked from here. We will give it as a summary account here. So from here it is picked and it will be inserted into the voucher. So it is compulsory that you should define one posting profile at least, and you should give the summary account. So I'll just remove this all from here and this one as well. So I can select the summary account as accounts payable account here. All summary account as accounts payable account. This is how we can link this vendors or vendor groups or anything separately to specific accounts if you want to. But here I am linking all the vendors to single account, which is the accounts payable account. Clear guys until here? So this is the main actual account that you have to give. So all these remaining accounts are not mandatory. So no need of all these accounts. If you want to give, you can give. So the significance of these accounts is that we have one what else, liquidity account actually. So this liquidity account for payments is only for cash flow forecast. If at all the cash flow forecast feature is enabled in the system, so it would normally look into the liability account. This is liability, right? Accounts payable account, how much is pending in this amount and how much cash they have in this liquidity account. So they can give this cash account generally here for the liquidity sake. Only the cash flow forecast will read this account and this account and show you the difference or how much cash is needed in order to meet the vendor payments or to meet the accounts payable liability. That's how. It's not required though. But we also have sales tax prepayment account. So in certain countries, if at all you are making any prepayments to the vendor, sales tax also will be calculated on such prepayments. So that is the account for which sales tax payments are advanced actually. I mean, if you are paying that will be accounted into the sales tax prepayments account. Then this arrival account and offset account, or for a different situation, we have a process called as invoice registration and pool and in so this process actually in the accounts payable we have this invoice register pool and invoice approval. For this mechanism we have this arrival accounts and offset accounts. So whenever you register a vendor, these accounts will be picked initially, but however you can change those accounts, or when you link a purchase order, automatically these accounts will get reversed. So this arrival and offset account. So all these are not compulsory except the summary account. It's very important. The accounts payable account. This one acts as the alias account for the vendors. Okay. And allow automatic settlement will automatically settle the invoices to the payments on each vendor. And again, this will be controlled by other parameters in the accounts payable parameters. And this cancel option, you think able to cancel the transaction that have this posting profile. So if you enable this one, you can be able to cancel the transactions that are having this posting profile. And close. This is for, so you can select the posting profile so that these transactions are regarded to be closed when the invoices are settled with the payments actually. It's not compulsory again these parameters to be selected. You can select them by default, they will be selected. You can disable them if you want to. It doesn't really affect when you select here or here. Actually, it's specific to posting profile though, but the main controls of these parameters are again in the accounts payable parameters. So if you give them there, then only you can see them. Then, so this general posting profile is also the same actually I have created. Now, no difference, but just for the sake of explaining you, I have created this VPP vendor posting profile. So I can delete it. So just the name change, but the configuration is all same. You can see the same all I gave here and the same accounts payable account I gave here. Okay. Other than this posting profile, some people also create this one, prepayment posting profile. So what is prepayment posting profile? In case when they are making any prepayments, they will use this posting profile instead of this posting profile when they're making any prepayments to vendors. So you can add that. Again, you can select all the vendors if you want to, or you can separately give each vendor an account. But for prepayment posting profile, normally they don't give. So you can select one account, maybe prepaid expenses account. So if you're making any advance payment to the vendors, so it's prepayment account. Prepayment means it's always a asset. So you have to record it as an asset. So I would something like this. Specific account vendor prepayments. And I'll select it as asset account. Can give it a different name. Let me just give prepayments first and then payments to vendors. I can give in this way. So normally, whenever we make any invoices or payments to the vendor, accounts payable account will be debited and credited, as I told you, according to the main posting profile that I created. However, when there were the situation of prepayments, advance payments, so you can select this posting profile as prepayment posting profile, through which this summary account is picked instead of accounts payable account. So I'll show you that situation as well where this prepayment account is picked. Normally, when you are making advance payments, you have to record them in business as a asset, not as a liability. So accounts payable account is a liability account. However, it will be debited when you are making payment, means liability is decreasing, but some of it indicates or the accounting standards indicate that you have to record a prepayment to a vendor as a asset, or since you can take refund of it always, or you are giving advance cash to some person, so you can record it as an asset. When the obligation behind it is met, again it will be transferred to the accounts payable account. That also I'll show you. These two are the posting profiles, most commonly used posting profiles, not many. But you can also create many posting profiles as you wish. And instead of accounts payable account in some other posting profile, you can give another account. And while doing a transaction, you can always have the feasibility of changing a posting profile so that the account in that posting profile is selected into the voucher instead of the main posting profile. It's up to you, but not most of them will maintain many posting profiles except these two. So general will be the main posting profile with the accounts payable account. For the situation of prepayments and advance payments, they'll use this posting profile as prepayments. Okay. So in interview, when the interviewer asks you what is a posting profile, just say this definition. It's a configuration to link the ledger accounts to vendors, or you can say customers or fixed assets, anything. So vendor posting profile is basically for vendors. Okay, and we have customer posting profile, fixed asset posting profile also. Or you can say this when it acts as a bridge between general ledger and sub ledger. Okay. So if this is clear, then we'll move to the next topic. Clear for everyone, both of them. I mean, configuration and importance of posting profile. So then there is one key thing that we have to remember. So when you configure these posting profiles, we have to assign them in the accounts payable parameters once after configuring the posting profile. So that system will know them which a posting profile to be picked for which situation. So for that we have to go to accounts payable module. Under setup we always have parameters here, accounts payable parameters, accounts payable setup, accounts payable parameters. So click on accounts payable parameters. So under ledger and sales tax, you can see here ledger and sales tax. Click on this. Here you can see posting profile. This is the main posting profile that you have to use. So you can drop down it and select the posting profile that we have created. So without linking it again, you cannot post any transaction to vendors or you can perform any action on vendors, I mean transactions on vendors. This is important, assigning the posting profile here. Okay. Then we have something for prepayments as well here, posting profile for prepayment journal. So you can select that prepayment posting profile here. And for prepayment invoice purpose, you can select prepayment here. So I will discuss both the situations, don't worry. So when you, for making any payment journals, you can select this, and for prepayment invoicing process also, you can select this. So two situations. So we'll discuss the two situations going further. Remember to assign posting profiles here, here, and here. That would be all. Okay, and I'll save this.